My name is Sue Taylor. I'm the Head of Humanities Division at Merthyr College, but in my spare time I'm the chairperson of the Merthyr Tydfil Naturalist Society.
Hi, my name's Denise Morgan and I'm a beekeeper here in Merthyr and part of Beacon's Bees cooperative of beekeepers who are spread through the town and are members also of Merthyr Naturalists. So the funds that we raise go to fund work that's carried on by the naturalists.
About 3 or 4 years ago, as a trust, we applied for a Welsh Assembly grant. I enjoy looking after the bees, even though it's quite challenging at times. They are absolutely fascinating when you open the hive and you realise that every single one of those little 20, 30, 40,000 bees has got a different role to play in that little community.
I personally have been doing it for 5 years. I always wanted to do it from being a little girl. Beekeeping is a big thing now in Merthyr and it's vital, it's really vital to our existence. Without bees, food isn't pollinated, trees, there'd be no apples, no fruit, no oranges, no anything. There are real challenges to beekeeping and to bees. And the thing about bees is that they are so affected by the weather, so climate change is a massive problem. If you think about earlier this year, we had 4 or 5 days of weather in the 20s and the bees came out at a time when they're not normally out and there was no food for them. So, you know, bees can easily die just by being fooled into thinking that the weather, that it's summer and it's their time.
Bees are important because of mainly environmental issues with pollination of our food supply, and we've had a big project with junior schools in the borough trying to explain that to youngsters that they would not get tomato sauce if it wasn't for the bees. So our bid was to re-enhance the beekeeping skills. We all know the bees are in danger, but nobody mentions that the beekeeping skills themselves are in decline. There's lots of jobs behind the scenes which people don't see. They see the beehives, they see the wildflowers. They don't see all the maintenance that goes on about keeping the hives and cleaning them out and spinning the honey and jarring the honey. And we're always looking for young people to help us. It's all volunteers, this organisation. And we're wanting to try and train some young people up to help us with some of the jobs and eventually become beekeepers themselves.
It's great fun being a beekeeper because they have such amazing lives. But we have to monitor them all the time, and the reason we monitor them is because if it rains or it's windy, they can't fly, they can't feed. They're really hard working. You know, we've all heard the phrase that, you know, a busy bee, and bees spend their life being busy. They love flowers and there's loads of things that we can do to encourage them to feed. So we can plant the type of flowers that they need, and that's why Merthyr is a great place to be, because we have loads of wild bluebells, we have loads of heather, we have loads of wimberries. The honey that the bees make for us, we sell to fund work with to fund the bees, obviously, and the hives. In Merthyr, we've got them, like I am, high upon a mountain. We've got them down in the town. We've got hives on the Welsh Assembly, on the land there where the Welsh Assembly are.
There are several challenges facing the bees. There's illness, there's a little mite that's going around affecting them, there's climate change, and of course in Merthyr particularly we've got bad weather. It's not ideal. Bees will not come out in the rain. And being in a high rainfall area, we have got issues with that. So we are challenging ourselves dealing with these little creatures, but at the same time it is enjoyable because we get a reward, which is honey.
When you see hives and you look at the weather and you look at the climate and you listen to, in countries like the US where they're still using nicotinoid pesticides, it's really scary because pesticides kill everything. They kill the good insects as well as the bad insects, so they need to be nurtured, and we need a global policy to ensure that they survive. I hope the people in Merthyr appreciate the bees and the way all their crops and their gardens are pollinated because of the bees. They very, very rarely come across anybody who thinks, oh, I've got too many bees in my garden. You can't have too many bees in your garden, really. You can have too many wasps, but you can't have too many bees.